This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to have you joining me here in these online lessons. In this video, we're going to work on playing some songs together that use slash chords. So, 2 videos ago in the lesson series, I introduced slash chords. I explained those there. In the last video, we worked on 4 songs using some slash chords, and now here in this video, we're going to work on 4 more songs that use slash chords. So it's going to be great, and when I say work on those songs, of course I mean jam together, you, me, and the band, as I have recorded those band tracks for us to play right along with. Just gives it a much more enjoyable feel, makes it seem like we're really jamming, so it's going to be great. This video accompanies Lesson 18 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. In the book, we're going to be starting on page 125, and then we'll be on page 126, playing songs 30, 31, 32, and 33. Before we play those songs, I'm going to go over the new slash chords that we're going to be using to play these songs. So I'm not going to go over any that I went over in the last video, but I am going to go over some new ones, and then I'll go through the strumming patterns that we're going to use to play these songs. So it's going to be great. Let's take a look, starting over here with A over F sharp and D over F sharp. So with both of these, all we need to do is throw a chord over top the lowest F sharp note that we can throw that chord over. Sometimes with slash chords, what we're putting in the bass is not actually in the chord, and sometimes it is in the chord. With A over F sharp is not part of the A chord. This is where we've got an A chord thrown over the F sharp. And you'll remember that from 2 videos ago when we see the chord symbol A over F sharp tells us the chord is an A, because that's what's on the left side of the slash, and F sharp is the new bass note that we're putting that chord over top of. So A over F sharp, we've got an F sharp at the 2nd fret on the 6th string. Now, as exemplified up here, you can go middle, ring, and pinky. So if I play with my index finger, middle, ring, and pinky, play the top one open and mute that 5th string. Just gets a little muddy if it's in there. So you can play it that way. It's a great way to play it. Sometimes I will alternatively use my middle finger and ring across these 3 and then just mute the top string. So that's another option for playing A over F sharp as well. So we've got that there. And of course, these diagrams are written right next to the songs that use them, as well as reminders of slash chords that we've used for previous songs, like in the last video. So that's A over F sharp. Now D over F sharp. With that one, we're going to put the D chord over the F sharp note. With this one in the diagram that's in the book, which is what I've matched up here on the board, we're playing all 6 strings, 5th string open, 4th string open, but otherwise we got that D chord shape on top and then that F sharp down here on the bottom. Index, middle, ring, and pinky. So index, middle, ring, and pinky. Sometimes with this one, it's common to also mute the 5th string and not have that A there. That's probably a more common way to play it. It just depends if you really want that A in there, but a lot of times that one gets muted. Another thing that happens a lot of times in common practice is the top string gets muted and we just go index, middle, and ring. Makes it a little easier to play. Just got to make sure and mute that top string. So, and it just depends on if you want that top F sharp happening on that high string or if you're okay without it. That's really the reason we use one versus another. So that's D over F sharp. Those are our ones over F sharp here in this video that we're going to be playing. We got G major 7 over B. In the last video we worked at G over B. We haven't learned major 7 chords yet. We're going to be learning all about major 7 chords later in the lesson series, which is super fun. I love these sounds. Here though, in one of the songs that we're going to be playing, we're going to use a G major 7 over B. Slight difference with this one from the G over B, which is with this top note being down 1 fret. That gives us our major 7. So you go index, middle, and ring, and then we can play those inside ones open, and we get G major 7, which is a really pretty chord over the B. With this one, it's also okay if you end up muting this 4th string. You can have it open or muted. It doesn't really matter. Just kind of depends on the sound you want, and kind of what's the easiest grab, and sometimes where you're coming from and where you're going. So that's the major 7 over B. If we look on the right side, we've got a chord over an E. So our low 6th string is an E. So all we got to do is put our chord over E. So we got the A chord. So we play our normal A chord and then grab that low 6th string and we get that A over E. It's simple as that. We got 3 chords that are over G. So our lowest G on the guitar is at the 3rd fret of the 6th string. So we're going to put these chords over that. So we got A minor, So you can finger a normal A minor and then just use our pinky to play that low 6th string. With this one, we usually end up muting the 5th string. Just gets a little muddy having that on the bottom. So we mute that 5th string, but otherwise we have the open string 1, 2, 3, just like we'd normally play for an A minor chord, and then we're going to put that G on the bottom there with our pinky at the 3rd fret of the 6th string. So A minor over G. With C over G, this one can be played a couple different ways, but as is shown in the book and is there, we've got our C chord, and basically we're just taking our ring finger and moving it down 1 string and adding the pinky where our ring finger used to be. And you can strum all 6 and you get a nice C over G. Another option that sometimes gets used with C over G is to simply use your ring finger on that low 6th string and then mute the 5th string. So that's another way to play it as well, but it's kind of nice to have that C there. So you got C over G. And then with F over G, all we got to do is put our F chord over the G and we mute that 5th string. So we just play that our normal F chord with on the top 4 strings, but index pushing the top 2 down at the 1st fret, middle pushing that 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then ring finger goes all the way down to the 3rd fret on the 6th string, pinky goes 3rd fret on the 4th string, and you get a nice F over G. So lots of new chords there. Each one of those is written next to the songs where they're going to be used. So you just want to work on one song at a time, work on getting these down, and as you're going through a chord progression, if you can't just get to one fast, then pause the video and work on going back and forth between the chord it's coming from and the chord you're at, and then from that chord to the one you're going to. So you can just work back and forth, working those changes, and then you'll be ready to jump right in. Let's look at the strumming patterns just to make sure you've got these down before we jam on these songs. So number 30, we're going to use this down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. Down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up. With this one, you're going to use, when there's 2 chords per measure, which we're going to have there with number 30, you want to go ahead and switch on the first up strum to that 2nd chord. So like D to G. That's how that will work. Of course, I was just going back and forth between D and G there, not following the chord progression. But you want to do the switch there when you got 2 chords per bar, which is what you mainly have with that chord progression. With number 31, it's just the down, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up. We're super used to that strumming pattern. We've been doing it since almost the very beginning. With number 32 on page 126, you got the down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Also, we've been doing that one since almost the beginning as well. Then with number 33, we're going to have down, up, mute, down, up, down, up, mute, down, up, down, up, mute, down, up, down, up. With that mute, of course, for slapping the strings. That's becoming a new favorite, a new standard for us to use from time to time as well. So hopefully that one's familiar if you've been working through these videos in the lesson series. All right, so it's going to be super fun. We'll go ahead and play these songs together, just working through them one at a time. 30, 31, 32, and 33. They'll each happen at 2 different tempos, a slower tempo and a faster tempo. If you need to pause the video and work back and forth between the chord changes, as I mentioned, you can do that. You can also just work on the strumming hand by muting the strings, or you can just work on the fingering in the left hand without doing any of the strumming, then try putting it together. All right, it's going to be fun. Let's go ahead and play these. Okay, awesome. I hope you're having fun with this. In the next video, we're going to play 5 more songs. So the last 5 songs in Lesson 18 that use these slash chords. So it's going to be fun. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.